Greetings, Mumford Mustangs. This is Miss Parker coming to you. We are going to discuss our work for October 5th through October 9th, the week of October 5th through October 9th. At this time, I'm going to share my screen so you can see our week in review. Okay, so our weekly motivation is the harder you work, the better you get. You got to put in hard work in order to get better at anything that you do. This week begins a new unit for us, our first unit of communication and speech communication. And so on Monday, starting today, we're going to discuss what is communication, and then we're also going to go over some how-to videos in regard to submitting your assignments in Schoology, as well as enabling a file, a Word document. A lot of people get caught up on those read-only documents. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, we're going to get interpersonal. This is going to be a lecture on interpersonal communication. And also for Tuesday, you'll have an assignment that goes along with that. Wednesday, we're going to talk about speech goals and being an effective speaker. Thursday, you will review the chapter, in which we'll have another video as well, and a class discussion on Schoology. Lastly, on Friday, Independent Day, we will study for our quiz and make up any work that we lost for the week. So remember, on Independent Day, all you have to do is do the check-in, daily attendance check-in, as well as your do now, and then you will be able to study for the class hour, ask questions to the instructor, and then you can make up any assignments that you have missed for this week of October 5th through the 9th. So that is what we are doing this week. Next, I will get straight into the lecture. Okay. Again, we are doing Unit 1, which is how communication affects your life. What is speech communication? I'm just going to have my notes here for next to me. Let's get into it. And I want to share my screen with you all. Let me present. Put on present. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let me present. Unit 1, communication, which is taken from our Chapter 1 text reading. I will post the Chapter 1 text. You have the option to read that if you like. So there are things and objectives that you should think about in the unit. The first is, what is speech communication? And all of these items we are going to go over, so don't fret if you don't know it right now, because we are definitely going to go through it. What is speech communication? The importance of effective speech communication in your life presently as well as in the future. The different types of speech communication, characteristics of an effective speech communicator, and the benefits of this class. And we will always, when we start our videos for this lecture series for October 5th through October 9th, we will be discussing those things. So I'm actually going to skip and go to one of our last slides. So why a speech class? Many people do not want to speak publicly. However, this will always help you in your life. So the first three things is, it helps you to learn, it helps you to make decisions, it helps you to succeed in your chosen career. So think about these things on the quiz. 1, do you sometimes have trouble choosing the best words to express your ideas? Have you ever spoke without preparing your remarks carefully? Have you had difficulty paying attention when others speak? Have people ever asked you to repeat something because they cannot hear or understand what you said the first time? Have you ever been asked to give a speech or be in a play and refused out of timidity? or being timid? Has someone or has some of your presentations not been the best because of the way you presented them? Do you feel that your friends do not listen to what you say? Do you argue effectively and logically with someone? Do you have difficulty remembering what a speaker or teacher main points hours after hearing it? These are all reasons, and if you said yes to any of these are all reasons why a speech class could be beneficial to you. I'm just going to share this video. What is a world without communication?
Interesting, because I talk a lot. I can't shut up.
I've always been really intrigued by the idea of silence as someone that does a lot of talking.
I think people are going to be uncomfortable. I think that's going to make me uncomfortable, and then I'm not going to know how to respond.
Even when I have strep throat, I still find ways to talk.
Do we need any help? How many do we have right now?
I could not communicate something easily whatsoever, not even to save my life.
Talking?
I could tell by the fourth when he finally got it right, he's very exacerbated with me.
Eggs. Medium. Veggie bacon. Turkey bacon.
As the meal went on, the waiter stopped talking.
Gonna share the fiesta nachos? Would you like any meat in them? Chicken.
No, I don't think that was too harsh. I don't think it was overbearing.
I feel like every gesture now is cataloged. Like I have a dictionary of gestures. It was a lot harder than I thought to not speak at all. I think a lot more now about how I use words and when.
I am so relieved. I felt like there were so many things that I left unsaid because I just had no way of communicating it.
I think this did show me what it's like to really listen to people more.
I think I'm definitely more attuned now to other people's nonverbal cues.
Biggest thing that I learned is how lonely you can feel surrounded by so many people, but you still feel like you're in this place where nobody can reach you.
I think what this taught me about listening was how to really hone in on what the person I was speaking to really means.
I think overall I've learned that the ability to speak when you want and how you want is truly powerful, and it's not something I would be giving up anytime soon.
All right, so I want you to think about that video and what it would be a world without communication. Maybe you should try it for like 30 minutes or so. I know I have tried it. It was terribly hard. And so, again, take advantage of being able to communicate and communicate effectively. All right, moving on. So this slide is all about what communication is in the communication process. So communication is the process of sending and receiving messages to achieve understanding. That's communication. I send you a message, you send me a message. The whole purpose is so that we can understand one another. And so the process is quite simple. Sender, message, receiver. Someone is sending a message to go to a receiver, okay? There are two forms of communication. There's nonverbal and verbal communication. Nonverbal and verbal communication. So let me provide you with examples of nonverbal communication. If I do this, I'm communicating with you in a nonverbal sense. Shrug the shoulders. In America, that means, I don't know. The nod means yes. Although in other cultures, they can mean something different, but there is still a meaning behind it and a message to achieve understanding behind it. Those are examples of nonverbal communication. In your notes, I would recommend that you write down other examples of nonverbal communication. For verbal communication, there are two. There is written communication and oral communication. Written communication and oral communication. Speaking, meaning oral, written, meaning maybe a letter, written communication. Speech communication. It is getting the thoughts of one person that one has in his or her mind into the mind of another as clearly and accurately as possible by transmitting words with their voices. The main words or main ideas that I want you to remember about speech communication is transmitting words with your voice. Speech communication is utilizing your voice, transmitting those messages. Next, we're going to talk about intrapersonal communication. Check out this video now.
Ah, the last peanut, overflowing with the oil and salt of its departed brothers. Uh-oh, something's wrong. Ow, Porky! Ew, slimy. Oh, moving. Uh-huh. Aw, $20. I wanted a peanut. $20 can buy many peanuts. Explain how. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Woohoo! Whoa!
All right. So we just had the opportunity to watch intrapersonal communication in two different ways. Let's explain intrapersonal communication first. Okay. This communication is when you are alone or not and having an inward conversation. You're inwardly talking to yourself. In the Simpsons video, you've seen Homer literally speaking out loud to himself, but then he also had a conversation inside of his mind when he was talking about money and goods and services, and he can get peanuts with money that he found underneath the couch. That is intrapersonal communication. Here's another example. Please watch.
My name is Babu Bhatt. I will be your waiter. A steaming hot wilted restaurant for your pleasure. Thank you. Our specials are tacos, moussaka, and franks and beans.
Well, what do you recommend, my good fellow?
Oh, the turkey.
Well, the turkey it'll be. And may I say you have a splendid establishment here, my friend. I'm sure you'll flourish at this location for many, many years.
You're very kind, man. Very kind. Thank you. Very kind.
Very kind. I am a kind man. Something like this. Nobody thinks about people the way I do. All right, snap out of it, you stupid jerk. You're eating a turkey sandwich. What do you want, a Nobel Prize?
All right. Okay. So we have already learned, okay, what intrapersonal communication is. This is going to wrap up our lesson for today, Monday, October 5th. Please make sure that you check Schoology and Microsoft Teams for any announcements. Remember to take notes. You can repeat this video if need be, and we will continue our lecture on speech communication and communication in your life on tomorrow, Tuesday, October 6th. Have a marvelous Monday. Thank you.